I honestly don't feel like there's anything more important than this, than the simplicity of coming back to the present moment, of feeling your breath, of tuning into your senses, of being so deeply in your body, in your life, that you remember what it really means to be alive. Here, now. Let this moment be so sacred, a remembering of who you were before the world told you who you should be. I see you. I feel you. Welcome to the Freya podcast. Welcome home. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Freya podcast. So, I'm recording this in a whole different setting, and I always tell people to listen to these podcasts as if we were just sitting around the fire in my living room drinking cacao. And I started making my little cacao and thinking I was going to edit some podcasts. And then I was feeling inspired to come and speak to you guys about a subject that came up for me. I'm just going to move this. I feel like, all right, there. And I was feeling super, super inspired to speak to you guys about a subject that came up while I was looking at something on internet. And this is the thing that I wish that I had known in the beginning of my journey on getting to know myself, on awakening, on figuring out what I wanted to do in life, all of that, finding my purpose, becoming the woman that I am. This is the thing that I wish that I had focused all of my energy on. So if you're watching me and you're like, what can I do today to really help me embody the woman or the person that I'm meant to be in this life? The tip that I would give you guys is to just start getting to know yourself. Start developing a relationship with your body. Start feeling, connecting, observing the reactions that you have in certain environments, when you're with certain people, when you're at certain places, and just connect, feel in the body. What is moving through me right now? How do I feel? Don't let the mind get in the way of that. Just observe as if you were watching a movie. But the movie is you, and this is your life, and you're just so present in your movie that you're observing and noticing what makes you feel at peace, what gives you happiness, what makes you feel excited, what gets you frustrated in a second, what drains your energy when you come back from a place. Just notice how you feel. Has this uplifted me, or do I feel like, oh, like dead? And just start noticing, start being so present with yourself. Make it like a game, make it fun, and just take the pressure off of judging yourself, or, oh, this is how I feel, therefore this must mean that it's bad, or this must mean that it's good. And just take out the mind for a second, take out all of this, and just connect here to the body, to the breath, and start developing a relationship with yourself. This is what it is. This is the most important part of the journey, is to start understanding who you are. There are so many places and times in my life where I just had no clue who I was. I had no clue what I loved. I had no clue what I wanted, because I wasn't connected to myself. I was connected to what I thought I needed to be in order to get to where I wanted to go. I was connected to the thoughts, to the patterns, to the things that people told me in order to be happy. It's like when you're constantly disconnected from your body and your breath, you're just constantly looking for answers outside yourself, and you're just adopting these as your own. But then if you're disconnected from you and you don't know who you are, you don't even know if that is feeling good. for you in the moment. Let me give a very human example of this. So you're scrolling on Instagram or on Facebook and your stomach really hurts. You're having a lot of digestive problems. I'm going to give this example because this has been a very big example of my life before. So I had digestive issues. I was just looking online to find answers to how I could heal this, how I could help myself. So, you scroll, you follow health specialists, and then you follow this person and that person. And this person is telling you, oh, you must eat vegan. This person is telling you, oh, you must only eat meat. Oh, this person is telling you raw diet, keto. This person is no gluten, no dairy. This person is, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? Because all of these people are telling me different things. And if I just take away everything, it's like all that's left is air. It can be so confusing when you're looking outside yourself for all of the answers to your quote unquote problems. When I say quote unquote problems, this is because they're not problems. These symptoms that you're experiencing in your body are just your body's way of speaking to you. And when we don't listen, when we're not connected in the smallest little signals that our body gives us in the beginning, we just don't notice them. We're just like going about our day and we're not noticing the little bloatingness. We're not noticing the heart that's beating faster because we're a little more stressed recently, or the breath that we're not fully taking in because we're trying to hurry so much. We're not noticing the small things. We're disconnected. So at a moment in time in our lives, you're probably going to come across a body that's screaming for your attention, and then you're wondering, "Oh my gosh, why am I in such pain?" And it's like, because you weren't listening. I tried speaking to you softly, gently, and you were just like, "Nope, nope, nope. All is good. I'm continuing because this is what I need to do, because this is how I am. I'm completely in my mind and I know that this is what I need to do. So I'm disconnected from this whole part of my body." And I'm just like, that's where I'm going. Whereas the body is like, this isn't aligned. This doesn't feel good. You haven't been feeling good for weeks now. Like, can you listen? And it's just like a child, like a child who wants to play with you and who's like, "Mommy, can you please play with me?" And then it's like, "Mommy, can you please play with me?" And then, "Mommy," and then you don't listen. And then eventually they're just like screaming, "Mom, you never play with me." Why do we have to wait for the body to scream in order to listen? Why do we have to wait for like those rock bottom moments in order to start listening and to start really truly connecting with ourselves? I don't think that that is necessary. I think that for some people, yes, it may be needed because otherwise we wouldn't listen. But I think that for the people who really want to work on themselves, if there's one thing that I can give you as a tip, it's to start developing a relationship with yourself, to start listening, to start being present, to start noticing what lights you up, to start noticing what brings you down, to start noticing how you feel with this person, with that person, in this environment, when you're in this place. Just notice. And then notice the sensations that you label happiness as. Because this is the thing. We're going to feel things in our body. We're going to feel tightness in our chest, anxiety, stress, and we're going to label it as bad straight away because we don't like the feeling. It feels uncomfortable. Oh, this must mean that something is really wrong with me. Or, oh, I'm feeling dizzy. This must mean that something's really, really wrong with me. Or, and then we Google our symptoms and we get lost in the external world once again, like when we're Googling our symptoms to find out how to cure us, and we're falling apart upon different diets. And then we're wondering why we can only eat air because that's the only thing that is considered good if we take the opinion of all of the 53 people that we scrolled on Instagram. It's like, guys, we have this amazing body that is so fucking intelligent, that is so, like, that's you. You're living in this body. Your soul is living in this physical body, and we're so disconnected from it because we're wanting to find an answer outside ourselves. We're wanting the quick fix. We're wanting somebody to tell us A, B, C, do this, get that. And it's like the person that's showing you the ABC way, who said that was your way? We're all different and unique. We all have different bodies. We all have different DNA. We all have different blood. It's all so complex and yet so simple. Because when we bring it down to the simplicity of the thing, it's like if you were just connected to your body in every moment and you could really take the time to get to know yourself, I swear it would become so simple. You would know exactly what's meant for you in the moment and what isn't in another moment. And that's the thing as well, which makes it a little bit more complex. It's like one moment this can be good for you, and one moment it cannot resonate anymore. It's like I remember in one moment of my life, I was eating more salads and more fresh foods, and that was feeling really good in my body. After I was eating it, I was feeling good. I was feeling energized. I wasn't bloating. My stomach didn't hurt. But then there's other periods of my life where, like in winter, I like to eat more warming foods. And that's me. I've noticed that. In the summer, I'm more like fresh. In the winter, I'm more warm. And yeah, I read that somewhere. We see that in external places or people telling us, do this, do that. But then if you do it just because you think that it's good and you're not listening to the body, you're missing the whole point. You're not noticing if this is good for you because it can be good for them, but that doesn't mean it's good for you. And this is the power of the breath and of somatic healing and coaching. I am here to teach you how to listen, because the answers, I am not going to give them to you. You are going to go get them within yourself. And if I knew from the instant that I started this journey that the only thing that I really had to do was to be so ever present in my life and to start connecting to me and to start getting to know myself, there are so many detours that I would have avoided. So yeah, who am I? Who are you? How do I get to know myself? How do I start? How do I work on myself? I'm not going to tell you a book to read. I'm not going to give you this step-by-step plan. This is probably what you want, what your mind wants. Your mind wants the path, like the solid plan, because that's what we're taught in school. Remember, like 2 + 2 = 4 and 1 + 1 = 2 and this plus this equals this color. We're just taught things that make sense. And life, emotions, your body, it's so much more magical and complex and yet simple. It's like nature, when you go in nature and you just notice that everything is just as it is and it's beautiful and it's synchronized and it's flowing. And there's like, do you think they're following a plan? Do you think the birds are like, okay, today we're Monday, 7 o'clock, we're going to do this. And the flowers at 10 a.m., they're going to open up so that the bees, it's like, no. The bee is so present on being a bee that they're not caught up in the mind. They're just so deeply connected to themselves, to their experience, to the present moment, that they're just so in tune. It's like they're so connected to their senses and just so present that everything just happens as it is in divine flow, because they're not so freaking lost up here running around in circles and trying to find a way. I say this with so much love because I've been in so many of these situations in the past, but if I have one tip for you guys today, that is it. It's start getting to know yourself as if you were in a relationship with yourself. And if you're single right now, or if you're in a relationship but you're finding yourself more alone, or you have moments with yourself where you feel lonely, take this as such a beautiful opportunity to start getting to know yourself. Start going on dates with yourself. If we were to fall in love with our lives and fall in love with the person that we are and the way that we fall in love with another human being, when you fall in love and you're just like, I want to know everything about you. I want to know what you love. I want to know what makes you happy. I want to know what what makes you feel alive. I want to know what you want to do in life. I want to know what you see in the future and what you've done in the past and what made you become who you are. It's like, do that with yourself. Do that with yourself and see what comes from that. And do that without judgment. Notice when you're looking at yourself and you're noticing how you're reacting to different things, just do it with openness and love. And oh, interesting. Interesting that I'm reacting this way when I'm around this person. Oh, interesting that I'm having this reaction when I feel this. Pausing, noticing, not being reactive. Just taking a moment to give yourself this, like, okay, today I'm going to just notice, as if you were an alien that was dropped into your body right now and just boop, here I am. This is the first day as Joanie Roy, and I'm going to start noticing and observing who she is. And just look at it like that. Make it playful, make it fun. And what do I eat in the morning? What do I eat in the afternoon? How do I eat it? Like, how do I feel when I eat? Do I eat or do I eat and work? Or, how do I speak to the people around me? Do I speak like I belong or do I speak like, are they going to understand me? Are they going to like me? Are they going to think I'm okay? Like, do I look good? Or do I sound okay? Or are they going to take this back? Like, what are the thoughts that are moving through my head while I'm speaking to people? How do I show up in my work? Oh, am I going to be okay? Am I going to get this done? Okay, am I good enough? Or am I like, I know who I am and I know my worth and I know this is like, how do you speak to yourself? Get to know yourself, understand your patterns, notice them, make them become conscious. Because the thing is that we live in our lives, we're so unconscious to like the majority of the things that we do because we're living on autopilot like little zombies, like just like, okay, this is what I have to do. Oh, I'm going there. We don't even think it. We're just like reactive. And if we're not taking a moment to just like, take it all in and be like, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I living this way? Why am I feeling fire in my chest 70% of the day? Or why am I needing this right now? Like, what is this craving? Just noticing. Start getting to know yourself. And then when you start noticing all of these things, and most of the things are the thoughts in the mind, the thoughts in the mind, what you're thinking, and then the reactions and the emotions that is bringing up in you, and the feelings and the sensations and the come back here, get to know yourself. And from there, everything is possible. Because when you're living a life that you aren't even living because you're not here, you get so lost, so confused, so misaligned, out of breath, disconnected. And if we bring it back to the simplest practice, is to start getting to know yourself as if you were the love of your life. Be so committed to loving yourself, to noticing your patterns, to bringing them to light in order to shift them, transform them, question the things that you do every day. And it's like, is this really what I want to do? Is this really how I want to feel? If I'm feeling this way around my kids 70% of the time, then what can I do to feel lighter and more present and more free? Like, what is this prison that I created as a life? And then start deconstructing that. It's like, oh, interesting. I feel this. Oh, interesting. I think this. and surrounding yourself with people who are going to help you question that, who are going to bring you back into the body so you can transform that through the body. Because that's the thing. We think we need to transform everything through conceptualizing, through rationalizing, through planning, but most of the time we just need to feel. We just need to be so present and let it move through us. But the fact that we're present brings a certain pressure. You know, when you start noticing something and it's like, it feels like it's so much, and it's like the breath that helps us create space around the pressure that these emotions can cause. And when you connect to the breath, when you connect to the body and you allow these emotions to flow through you and you don't become the emotion, it's like anger is felt, it's not you. And there's such a difference in that. It's like when you start feeling stress, stress is an emotion moving through you. It's not you. You are the awareness that notices stress. You are the soul behind the anger. And when you can tap back into the soul through connecting to the breath, becoming present and giving space to those emotions so that they can move through you and that you can transform them into power. This is the power of breath work. I have nothing against talk therapy. It's great to speak what's on your mind. It's great to have conversations like this. It's great. But there is something so different when you touch and you can really feel it in your body, the power of transforming, transmuting those emotions into peace. Because we have that power within us. We have that power within our body, within our breath. We just haven't been taught to use it. And this is Freya. So if you're interested in going on this journey, you can let me know. I have mentorship, 3, 6 months, whatever feels good for you. So if you're interested about moving through this with someone, getting to know yourself, but really developing tools that will help you feel the pressure so that we can create space around it and just become more of ourselves and become free from this, from the expectations and the prison that we put on our lives. Let me know. I have spots available for anyone who's interested in going on this journey of reconnecting with their body, reconnecting with their breath, reconnecting with the power that they hold within themselves. You can find the link in my bio. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. We're also going to Costa Rica in February if you want to experience this on a 7-day journey of also being in an environment where you have nothing to worry about but yourself. And if you're going to take a walk on the beach tomorrow or not, and these are such beautiful moments to have the opportunity to be in person with me and in person with the people who are co-creating this community that we're building together. And these are very intimate retreats. I'm also with Sandy, who is one of my beautiful friends. We're co-creating this Costa Rica retreat, and there are limited spots left. So if you're interested in that, that's in February. And otherwise, just start really using this beautiful tip of going on beautiful dates with yourself and getting to know yourself, because that is the most important part of the whole journey of awakening. Make it simple. Make it your life. Like, romanticize your life. Fall in love with your life. Fall in love with yourself. Even the parts that you don't like, even the parts that you don't want anybody else to see. Can you love yourself in that? Because that's you, and that's beautiful. And when we bring love to the shame, when we bring love to the anger, when we bring love and compassion and empathy and space and beauty, and we hold it in a safe space, and that safe space is you. If you're able to hold yourself in a beautiful, safe space and love yourself throughout the different parts of yourself, this is when it all shifts. But if you're just constantly diminishing yourself and thinking, oh, why am I this? Why am I that? I'm doing this again. Oh, I hate myself. And I'm always like this. I can't do this. Then how are we supposed to transform? How are we supposed to get better? How are we, you know, the same thing as a plant. When we put it in sunlight and we feed it water, it's going to grow. But if we're putting it in an environment where it's nasty and like cold, and this is you, your soul, what environment is your soul in right now? Make that environment softer. Make that environment beautiful. Make that environment safe. And for this to start, you really just have to start developing a relationship with yourself. That's the most important part. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye.